Okay, today we're gonna make mini fruit pastries, or I would call them mini also good fruit pockets. So to get started, we're just gonna preheat our oven at 375 degrees, and we're gonna get started on our dough. So we need 1 3/4 cups of flour, now we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of sugar, and half tablespoons of salt. To this dough, we're gonna add some flavor to it. So we're gonna add some nutmeg, and we're gonna get some cinnamon, I'm gonna add some cinnamon to give the dough flavor. Get me a big fork, and I'm just gonna mix these ingredients together. Now my hands are gonna get a little dirty. I'm gonna add 3/4 cups of butter, hard butter. This mixture. It smells really good. If you have a pastry blender, you could use it, or you could use it in a you could use a food processor. Today I'm gonna use my fingers. I find that when you use your fingers, you get this to crumbs much easier. So we're gonna use our fingertips, and we're just gonna break apart the butter and mix it in with the flour. Our aim is to have it looking like breadcrumbs when we're finished. Okay, so we're finished putting the butter in the flour, and it does look like breadcrumbs. So now what we're gonna do is to add 1 egg to this mixture. So we're just gonna lightly beat 1 egg. That's our oven telling us that it's ready. And we're going to sprinkle 2 tablespoons of milk. I'm going to mix this together. We're going to add 1 more tablespoon of milk. Okay, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, add 1 more tablespoon of milk. So in all, I add about 5 tablespoons of milk. Okay. Yeah, now it's coming together nicely. That's nice. It smells good already. So what I'm gonna do is to cut this mixture in 2, and I'm gonna place it in some cling wrap. Place it in the refrigerator until I'm ready to use it, and then while it's cooling, we're gonna start on our fruit filling. So just put this in the cling wrap. And we're going to put this in the refrigerator. Okay. So we're going to put this to cool so we can get started on our fruit filling. Alright, so I'm just going to have this pot on medium heat, and we're going to add 1 cup of fresh vegetables. Fresh fruit. We're going to have this pot on medium heat, and we're going to add 1 cup of fresh fruits. Now, these fruit fillings are going to be jams. I'm going to be creating 3 different jams. All will be different combination of fruits. So the first jam will be raspberry blueberry. So we have some raspberry here and some blueberry. Ooh. We're just going to add that in. tablespoon of lime juice. Gonna turn on the fire a little. Now we're gonna stir it. Continue stirring. Now our fruits are bubbling together, and I'm going to add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. Gonna stir this. Looks delicious. I'm going to leave this to boil for 10 minutes. I'm just going to scoop out our kiwi, getting it ready for our kiwi grape jam. Just scooping out the flesh from the skin of the kiwi fruit. Okay, so our raspberry blueberry jam is finished, and I'm going to remove it from the heat and add it to the bowl to cool. Now, I'm not going to rinse this pot. I'm going to leave the raspberry blueberry flavor in it. And what I'm going to do is to add the other fruits to the pot. So, this is some fresh kiwi. And some fresh grapes. And to that we're going to add 1 tablespoon of lime juice. I'm gonna stir this. And we're gonna leave this to boil. Now I'm gonna add 1 cup of sugar. I'm just going to stir this a little bit, and then we're going to leave it to boil for 10 minutes. Smells good and looks good too. The liquid's pink. Our kiwi grape jam is finished. We're gonna add it to the bowl to cool. And now we're gonna do a apple pear jam. And again, we're not gonna rinse the pot because we're trying to get all the flavors that we can. So we're gonna add 1 cup of apples and ½ cup of pears. And 1 tablespoon of lime juice. Just gonna stir this. We're going to leave that to bubble. this to boil for 10 minutes. Our apple pear jam is finished, so now we're just gonna pour all of our jam in our container. We're gonna get started on our dough. I'm just gonna add a little flour to our board. Okay, then we'll just add some flour to our rolling pin. Okay, we're gonna start with our first dough. I'm gonna try and get our dough to fit over our board as much as possible. Wow, our dough is nice and big. I think I'm gonna leave it at this size. Don't think I want any bigger than this. And I'm gonna do our other dough. It's sticking. Add some more flour. Okay. Okay, now I'm just gonna divide it. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wonder if we get 6. Divide this into 2. Okay, so we have 3, 6, 9, 12, and 4 more, so that's 16 squares. And we're just gonna add our filling. This is our raspberry blueberry jam. What I'm gonna do is to add about half tablespoon. Oh, it is hot. Okay, let me give you a closer look. This is our blueberry raspberry jam, our kiwi grape jam, and our apple pear jam. Alright, so I add the other dough that we rolled on top, and we're going to add some milk to the edges, and the milk will help us to close it. So we're just going to add some milk to the edges. like using a pizza slicer because it's just so flexible. I'm just going to use the fork to seal the edge. You're going to use a spatula to help us add the pockets to the parchment paper. Just before I add it, I'm just going to add a little extra oil to the parchment paper. And I'm going to place the pocket down. I'm finished closing the edges of the pockets, and I'm going to use a fork to stick on the pockets to create air holes. So it's going to punch it like that. And I'm going to place this in the oven for 20 minutes. We're going to work on our icing. That's about 2 tablespoons of icing. I'm going to add about half tablespoon of milk and half tablespoons of vanilla, some cinnamon, and a little nutmeg. I like to add spices to whatever I'm doing. It makes it taste a lot better, increases the flavor. Although the color is not pleasing. Just gonna mix this out. And then I'm gonna add some powdered sugar to this. Wait! I think I might have added a little too much. So I added 2 tablespoons of icing sugar, 2 half tablespoons of milk. I'm gonna add these 2 together. Our 2 packets. I removed them from the oven after 20 minutes. I mean, they could have looked more presentable, but could do them more presentable if you desire. And I'm gonna just take a little of the icing and just drizzle on top. Not in any special shape or anything, just sprinkle some on. And what I'm gonna do is to add a little bit of green food coloring. Ooh, this looks lovely. Now I'm just gonna drizzle this on top now. When you do it all crazy and not in a pattern, it just looks really good. Because you know, each one will now have its own style. It's not like the other ones. So everyone is unique. I'm running out of green now. Have a few more. Okay. I managed to get all of them. And I'm gonna add some sprinkles. I'm trying to get the sprinkles on the pockets, but they're going on the parchment paper side. That's it.